And we're back here at the Leopard Lair, and we are very fortunate enough to have three members of the Louisville varsity boys basketball team. Down at the end, we have Braden Gross, a freshman, Hayden Nigro in the middle there, a sophomore, and Will Aljancic, a junior here. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Jon.
Welcome. So the boys team having a great season so far, 11-5. Does that record? Is that kind of where you thought you guys would be at this point, or is that better or worse up to this point? What do you think?
I'd say it's right on where I thought it would be. Maybe a game less, maybe like 10-6, but yeah, pretty accurate.
Okay. So far, from the beginning of the season to now, what do you think has been the biggest step that you guys have made in the right direction as a team, individually? Like, what do you think?
Well, I mean, probably just playing as a team, like both sides of the ball, defense and offense. I think we stepped it up quite a bit from the beginning of the season.
I would also say I think we gained a lot of depth. I think we were like 6 to 7 guys deep at the start of the season, and now we have like 9 or 10 guys that be comfortable playing. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. Now, Braden, you're one of those guys, freshman, who just moved to Louisville this past year from Jackson. How has it been for you, kind of meshing with a brand new group of teammates? Just moving to Louisville and getting acclimated to this community.
Well, I think I knew them a little bit before I moved here, and they made it really easy because they're really nice guys and stuff. So it was pretty easy and fun.
So they still have your food then, huh, Braden? Okay, fair enough. So far, again, we just talked about 11-5. What's been one of probably the biggest highlight for you, or as a team so far up to this point, 16 games into the season?
I would say the win at Jackson and the win at Austintown Fitch were probably our two highlights of the season for me.
Okay,
Both big wins.
Would you guys? What do you guys think?
I would agree with Will.
Yeah,
I think the win at Austintown Fitch sparked us.
Okay, I think it was definitely a big step in the right direction. Now, Hayden, that Austintown Fitch game, you had to sit out that game with a concussion. How was that? Taking that 7 to 10 days, obviously in concussion protocol, how was that for you? Kind of maybe getting right mentally, physically. Like, can you walk us through that?
I mean, it was obviously hard sitting on the sideline watching them play, but I knew they were going to get the job done when I was not playing.
Okay, well, yeah. When you came back from concussion protocol, and immediately, I think your first game was against Boardman and scored, I think, well over 20 points. So obviously, you didn't skip a beat. How do you think you have matured the most as a player from your freshman year up to now? Your freshman year, you got a couple of opportunities to start late in the season, and now you've been a fixture in the starting lineup this year. What do you think the biggest difference is from Hayden Nigro as a freshman to Hayden Nigro now as a sophomore?
I think I just got more confident. I think freshman year I was a little bit scared with all the seniors we had. I have Will and Tyler on my side. Obviously, AJ in the post. They make it easy, really.
Okay. Let's touch upon that Jackson game a little bit. You guys said that was probably the biggest highlight of the year. Louisville had not beaten Jackson since the Jimmy Carter administration, so it had been a little while. And actually, Braden, you made your first start against your former team as a freshman. So, kind of walk us through the emotions when you guys were in the locker room pregame. Pretty large crowd at Jackson. You're obviously on the road. What's the thoughts in the locker room going into that game?
Obviously we were the underdogs in that game, like everybody was saying, and I think we took that to heart and we had a chip on our shoulder, and I don't think Jackson had that.
Okay. Now in that game, Hayden, you scored 29 points, a career high. During that game, were you thinking there, man, I'm really feeling it tonight, or were you just trying to take what the defense gives you, or kind of explain to us your mindset throughout that game?
I was just taking what the defense gave me, really.
Okay.
They were forcing me right the whole game, so I just took that to play.
Okay. Now, Braden, also in that game, again, freshman, gets fouled late in the game. I think the Leopards were up 1 or 2 at that point, gets fouled with under 30 seconds, goes to the free throw line and knocks down 2 big free throws. Braden, what's your mindset at the free throw line? Are you as cool as the other side of the pillow? Are you freaking out? Explain to us.
I actually wasn't really that nervous, the entire game. Everybody was behind me and stuff, and they just really made it easy to hit the free throws and stuff. I feel like the bench cheering and stuff, our student section, it was pretty easy, I feel.
Good. Yeah, good representation from our student section. They were loud and boisterous that night. So, okay, so we kind of talked about the highlights so far, or some of the highlights. Tell us some of the maybe challenges. Because obviously, over the course of so far a 16 game season, there's highs and lows. There's highs, coming back from 14 points down in the fourth quarter to Fitch, to losing a tough game, at Marlington. Explain to us, kind of some of the challenges, maybe that Marlington game, like what you can take from a game like that.
I think Marlington was definitely the low light of the season. I mean, we were definitely better than them, and we lost by 20, 19. It was a lot. It's bad, but I think us losing that game gave us the motivation to beat Jackson. I don't think we would have beat Jackson if we would have just easily beat Marlington. I think it gave us a good outlook.
Okay. So from those lessons, what do you think you can take for the last 6 games of the year or the season and heading in the tournament? Like, what do you seek to accomplish over these next 6 games as you guys enter tournament play?
I mean, I just think that we went into Marlington thinking that we were going to beat them. Like, we weren't prepared. Like, we thought it was just going to be an easy game. And I think we can't think that with the next. I mean, obviously we're better than the next teams that we're going to play, like Orville and Northwest. But we just got to go in there thinking that they're the same as us. Like, we can't think we're going to beat them.
Okay.
I feel the same. I feel like we need to keep practicing hard and just go in there like we lost the past 5 games.
Sure. Now, Will, record-setting night, home game against Canton South, hit 9 3-pointers to break the record set by just a couple weeks earlier by Tyler Bolden as well as Brandon Wall. So tell us about that night. Were you feeling it? Was this something that just kind of came to you? Like, talk to us.
Well, I had a slow start to that game. I think I missed my first 2 threes, and I was just thinking this is just going to be an average game for me probably. And then I saw a couple fall, and then I carried that into the second half and hit 5 more, and then felt good in the second half.
Very good. All right, we kind of had a question from a call-in mom. Actually, we just got that fresh off the tape here. So, moms want to know. Okay, you're driving to the rack, you make this great spin move, and then all of a sudden you can't see anything because your hair's in your eyes. Moms want to know: does it ever cross your mind to cut your hair?
Is that to me?
That's to any one of you. I mean, look at you. It's to all 3 of you.
No, honestly, I don't even notice my hair when I'm playing. But yeah.
Neither do I. Except that coach always yells at me, cut my hair.
Haircuts scare me.
Haircuts scare you.
Times I got a haircut, they messed me up.
I say here.
All right.
The girls don't like haircuts, so.
Fair enough. Opponents of Louisville, note to self: Hayden Nigro's kryptonite, scissors. So, okay. Well, last but not least, guys, anything you want to as a team? How do you think you've grown the most? Because obviously early on, different things happen throughout a season. Again, tough loss maybe at Alliance early in the season. What do you want to see as a team, as a group? How you guys progress? Maybe because you're in the second game of a 6-game homestand now. Where do you guys want to see yourselves 4, 5, 6 games from now?
I want to see us playing our best basketball before the tournament, maybe a game or 2, but before the tournament, so we're ready. So we don't have any slow starts in the playoffs, because if we have a slow start in the playoff, it could cost us our season. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Braden, you kind of touched upon practicing hard to get better as a team. How are practices under Coach Siegfried, the winningest coach in Louisville basketball history, just doing another tremendous job this season? But are your practices, are they structured? Are you guys getting after it? Scout team, all that stuff. What kind of looks are you getting, and how is the intensity in those practices? Anyone you guys can answer that.
Yeah, I feel like Coach makes us go. He makes us go really hard, and I feel like he expects the same out of us as he does JV and scout team, and will also congratulate us whenever we do something good, and I feel like he wants us to be better all around.
Same there.
I
I
think
agree.
I think he's smart. I mean, after we play a couple good games, he says like we get a day off for our body to rest. I think he's just smart with our practices.
Knows what he's doing.
He's figured it out after 15, 16 seasons.
Yeah.
So Hayden, so you're saying he does a pretty good job with load management per se. Cool. Well, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Again, Louisville just starting out a 6-game homestand. The tough let's go through one last game. A tough loss to McKinley this past Friday. A team Louisville has not beat actually since the Dwight D. Eisenhower administration, for that matter. So it's been a long time. But guys, right in the thick of things, you outscore them in the first quarter. You actually outscored them in the second half. Had a little bit of a lull there in the second quarter. How was it playing against a very talented and skilled McKinley team?
I think it was a good experience for the playoffs because I'm sure we'll see a team like them in the playoffs that just wants to get the ball and go. But I think we started to get under their pressure, and we had a bad maybe an 8-0 run in the third quarter that cost us the game. But I think it was a good learning experience for us.
It reminds me of the Marlington game. First quarter, we're sticking with them, and then I feel like second quarter, both of the games, we just let loose, and they got an 8-0, 10-0 run.
Yeah, I second that.
Cool. Well, I mean, I know we've kind of touched upon some, a difficult loss, maybe to a Marlington or a McKinley or an Alliance for that matter. But it sounds like you guys are learning, and I just heard a wise saying just a little bit ago that failure is not the opposite of success, but it's a part of it. And so it sounds like you guys are learning from those failures. And I'm really excited to see, and the rest of Leopard Nation is excited to see you guys, how you succeed here moving forward. So thanks again. Braden Gross down at the end, Hayden Nigro, and Will Aljancic. Thanks for joining us tonight. And the Leopards will be home tomorrow night against Orville, and then home again on Friday against the good Northwest team. Thanks for joining us tonight.